What's up, boss gang? You guys already know the vibes. You know what time it is. This is Queen Talk, the podcast with your girl Tanisha Bynum. And this is season 5, episode 3. Let's get into it. Super excited to be here with you guys today. I was almost worried if I was going to make my episode because I have so many exciting things going on in my real life that have been having me busy, and I really had to squeeze in the time for this episode today. But I was really determined to get this one in because this one is a really big deal to me, and I'm just determined to stay on track with Queen Talk this season anyway. So, yeah, season 5, episode 3. Y'all like my hair? I did it myself. It's giving boho invisible locks, but this is actually my hair, my edges. It belong to me. Ew. Anyways, let's get into it, y'all. So today's episode is about do not judge others. Say it again for the judgment of Betty's. Today's episode is about do not judge others, okay? So let's get into it. Y'all know I like to tell y'all what God said. So of course I have a couple Bible verses revolving around what God says about judging people, because it's like God got something to say about everything. I mean, he did create the world. So of course he has things to say about judging people. So the scriptures that I found to relate with this message today about judgment is Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 through 3. I don't know. Some of y'all might be familiar with that. I think that's like an important scripture, like a very known common one that people refer to a lot. But yeah, Matthew 7, 1 through 3. Let's get into it. Verse 1. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? That's verse 3. Go over it again because he know these humans he created. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the same measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Pretty much, okay, we'll just go with verse 1 first with the breakdown elaboration. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. That's like, because y'all know what Judgment Day is, right? That's the day where we all have to stand before God and let him decide if we deserve to go into heaven or not. And he's basically saying the way that you judge others here on earth is how he's going to judge you on his Judgment Day. Do you want him to look at you and be like, oh, you did such, you can't come up in here, Bookie? Or do you want him to be like, my child, job well done. Don't judge. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Like I said, do you want him to look at you and say, job well done, my child? Or do you want him to treat you the same way you treat an old girl or old boy? Don't judge others. It's not okay. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? I think that's my favorite part of it, because as humans, I feel like that's something that I know that people are really big on. They're very, very good on calling out others' flaws or others' mishaps or shortcomings, but not seeing our own. And this is the Bible referring to that. Why look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and not see your own? Sweep around your own doorstep. Clean out your own closet. How you going to judge somebody else and you ain't even perfect? So that's what God says about it. Now, me personally, I got my points where my 2 cents, what I got to say about it. The first point that I wrote that I have to say about this is one of the most important reasons why I feel like you don't judge people is because you could be up today, you could be down tomorrow. One thing about life is full of sudden changes, unexpected things, and just freaking total surprises sometimes. Today you can have a Beamer and you could go outside on your way to work. You could wreck it, total it out. Like you could be alive today and dead tomorrow. Don't judge others on that, because just because you feel like you're doing really good, that doesn't give you the right to look down on others, because life be lifing. Up today, down tomorrow. You never know. The humble do not stumble. When you take your blessings as blessings and you're thankful for them and you're humble for them, you don't use them to brag, boast, or try to make others jealous and envious. You live a better life. When your success is all about bragging, boasting, and making others feel away, your destruction is soon ahead. Like, that's just the reality of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. God doesn't like stuff like that. God doesn't bless you so that you can make others feel away. God blesses us so that we can help each other. We're all born into family and we have people that we're assigned to. When God blesses you, he's blessing you for you and your people. So make sure you move right with your blessings, because you could be up today, down tomorrow, and the humble don't stumble. Next thing I wrote about it is you just don't never know people what's or whys. Like, I'm gonna give you a short story. What, you know how like down here in Florida, I don't see it a lot in Alabama, but in Florida you see like homeless people next to the interstate with signs, like it's a regular part of life. One day, I actually asked somebody, how did they get into that situation? Because I'm very big on wanting to understand, because how am I going to judge or something and I don't even understand? I feel like the basis to knowing is understanding. So I asked. And I asked them how they ended up getting in that situation. And the story they told me was just unbelievable. At one point in this person's life, they were doing well. They were in the military, then this and then that. They went to the military, lost their sanity. Wife left them, took the kids. Whole life fell apart. You never know people's what's or whys or like how they got in a situation. So who are you to judge? If you don't like the situation you see somebody in, you can offer a helping hand. But what you don't do, you don't put your mouth judging nobody. Don't do that. Okay? The next thing, you never listen to anyone tell you about someone else. You get to know them and you form your own opinion. That one is kind of big because you don't know what someone did to someone else. Like, everybody have a real bad problem of leaving out the part of the story where they were wrong. You never judge people or any of that based off of someone else's opinion. If anything, you sit down, you get to know them, and you form your own opinion. And that's in any scenario. That's not just friends. That's friendship. If you're trying to enter a relationship, if you know somebody who talks to that person, they might say this, but who's to say that that version of them didn't bring that out of them? Teachers, students, because you just don't know. Different people you get different versions of a person depending on the version of you that you're at. That's just the reality of it. So don't let anybody else tell you about somebody else. People be hating, jealous, mad, angry. Go get your own viewpoint of that person. Okay, next point. Everyone lives didn't start the same and it won't end the same. I feel like that's very big on judgment, especially. Now, I don't mean to sound like no hater, because I'm not. But, you know, some people's small minds might take this as hating, but it's not. This is the truth, okay? I hate people who were born into a good life. They've never really had to struggle because they always had family, friends, or people to be there for them, to support them. And then they meet people who did not come out of that same situation, people who did not have family support from the beginning. So they had to make a way for themselves. And like those people, when they come, that's like one of the biggest battles of this statement I see. Everybody wasn't born with the way paid for them. Some people had to make a way themselves. Like some kid, that's just how it is. And in schools with teachers and things, like some kids don't have parents at home teaching them, so they come to school and struggle. At jobs, some people don't have the best home life, so at work their performance might not be the best. Like, you just don't know. Everyone's lives don't start the same and they don't end the same. You don't know what people are dealing with. Just chill. Like, don't judge what you don't understand. The next highlight point I have is live for you. Live for you. Live for you. You do what makes you happy. Don't let anyone's opinion or what this person may say or that person may say or what someone feel hold you back from living your life, because people are going to judge, talk about you, and do that no matter what. You don't never let judgment or the next person's opinion hold you back from anything you want to do. You live your life. You don't worry about judgment. Live for you. Nobody's perfect, okay? Nobody's perfect. Life is all about trials, errors, growing, learning, the doing, and the undoing. As long as you're working on becoming a better version of you, you're taking the steps, you're doing the work, then you're good. Just keep going. Life is a journey, not a race. Don't let anyone judge you or make you feel any type of way about the way that your life is coming along, because nobody's perfect. Like, that's just how it is. So, hope you guys took all that stuff in about judgment, because that's a big deal. So I wrote this little part down where I was going to give you guys some examples of when people are being judgmental, but they don't realize it, because sometimes people do things as learned or given behavior and they don't realize what it really is. So I wrote down some of my top 4 lines that are based upon judgment. People probably don't realize it, but y'all need to stop. Couldn't be me. We know it couldn't be you. If it could be you, God would have made it you. Stop it. I don't know how you do it. Duh, God know you couldn't do it. That's why it's not you. Live for you. Mind yours. Stop that. If it was me, it's not you. It's not you. Let them folks live it. Let them people live their life. Don't judge them. Those 3 right there, those are the top 3. If you ever hear yourself saying those 3 things, you're judging people. You need to stop. God don't like that. He said it. You want me to read it to you? I told you God don't like that. Now, 2 other things that I wrote down under the things people need to stop. Please stop acting better than others. Please. Please. You don't know what God has in store for people. You could, like I said, you could be up today, down tomorrow, just like you could be down today and up tomorrow. You don't know what God has in store for people. So there's no need in acting better than people, because you might be doing better than them now, but what about later? You just never know. So the humble don't stumble. Be humble and thankful and gracious with your blessings. Don't act better than others. And another one that I don't like, don't do any shaming with others. Like those 3 things that I said, couldn't be me, how you do all those things. Those are phrases of shaming. So don't do that. Take that out of your vocabulary. And if you do those things, please stop, because you don't know how your words and things affect others. And it's your responsibility for being accountable for how your words and how you affect the other people. So watch what you say. Don't judge others. Live, laugh, love. We have one life to live. Live it for you. Boss Gang, with love. Hope you guys received it with love. Remember what I said, the 3 L's. Live, laugh, love.